Rock 100.5, the KATT, KATT.
You heard it here first.
We're live at the Diamond Ballroom here in Oklahoma City. I'm sitting with Kevin Martin from Candlebox. Man, how's it going?
It's good. I feel like I just saw you yesterday.
I know, and I think I just witnessed a future business deal in the making that's going to make you a lot of money.
Well, it's going to make Shaq a lot of money, but we're not talking about that right now.
All right, since we're talking about basketball, in honor of you guys coming into town, I put on my.
I would like to have my
Sean
team back.
Kemp.
Okay,
I got
Thank
my
you very
Sean Kemp
much.
socks on just for you.
Sonics. Okay,
but I also had to wear the Thunder hat too, just to balance it out.
it's okay.
Okay.
You can. By the way, you can have the Thunder now. We wanted them back a couple years ago when.
Well, you can keep Kevin Durant. We don't like him anymore.
Well, listen, I'm not from SACTA, so it doesn't matter to me. But
all right, so tell me about the 25th anniversary tour that's been going on.
Man, I'm old. I'm having fun with it. It's interesting. Last night we had the show in Tulsa, and we played 10 of the 11 songs, sprinkled with a little bit of new stuff. It's going well. I still just can't kind of comprehend. It's still kind of sinking in that record's 25 years old. You know, I mean, it's one of those things that you just you hope when you start a band when you're a kid that something's going to take, and it took, and it's still taking. You know,
to this day,
it's crazy. It's crazy to me, and I couldn't be happier. And it's still sinking in, it's still sinking in. But
I pulled it up today when I got up this morning. I knew that, I was coming to the show and I was going to talk to you. I was like, I'm going to listen to this. Because it's so easy now. You can just pull it up on your phone or say, hey, Google or hey, Alexa, and bam, it's there instantly.
You don't have to insert that CD in anything anymore.
And I think it's better for me. I have kids now. I have a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old. So having
they'd be coasters.
The little Google Dot or the Alexa where there's no buttons and they can't reach it, it's far better for me than the CD days. I would have been screaming, scratching.
Until they learn how to say something into Alexa, and then it's a real problem.
Oh yeah, no, we play Hey Google trivia a lot at my house.
I love it.
All right, so you played 2 sold-out shows in Seattle with the original members.
Yeah,
and they sold out quickly.
Well, the second one didn't. I mean, I got to be honest. The first one sold out in 15 minutes. The second one didn't sell out until we got to Seattle. But I think that was just because it was added late. I mean, if we'd had put them both up at the same time, I think all those people that flew in would have bought both nights. We had people come in from Japan, Malaysia, South America, Australia, South Africa, England, Spain, Italy, Mexico, like all over the world. And I never thought that record reached that far, But
you guys have toured overseas before, right?
Yeah, but we've never been to Malaysia. We've never been to, Japan proper, like Tokyo or anything like that. We did Spain back in '94, and Europe, a couple times, but nothing to really solidify the band. So it was really kind of shocking. That's why I say I'm still kind of pinching myself. And to sell out 2 shows in Seattle, our hometown, with the original guys, which was a treat, in itself, because we love one another, but they have real jobs. I don't. I sing in a rock and roll band, and it was exciting. It was an absolute blast. It was nerve-wracking leading up to the dates, the 2 rehearsals we had before. I don't think we knew what to expect until that first note was played. And then, of course, it was like riding a bike. Your foot slips off the pedal every now and then. But we got it right in those rehearsals so that when the shows took off, they were magical. And the second night, we actually played the record backwards. So we started with He Calls Home and went to Don't You, which was a real trip.
I bet that was a little different for you, too.
Cool. It was cool. And I, the funny thing is, like, Pete, he's so used to, our guitar player, Pete, was so used to having certain guitars for certain songs based on the set list. So the second night, when we played it backwards, he didn't know what to grab. He was like, let me have the telly. And Sean's like, we have 2 of them. He's like, give me the black one. Sean's like, well, you played the Sunburst last night on this song. And he'd be like, oh, okay. Like, it threw him more than it threw anybody else in the band.
It's because of muscle memory?
Because he's so used to specific guitars for songs. So it was funny. After the show, he was laughing about it in the dressing room. He's like, man, I didn't even know what I was doing. But that reverse set list really built to ending on Don't You, which was pretty amazing. But yeah, they were sold out and they were great.
So you were in Tulsa last night, River Spirit Casino, brand new room, huge.
Pretty amazing place.
Now, Ruth's Chris, brand new steakhouse, incredible steaks there at the casino.
We didn't get it. Didn't get it.
Well, they're just going to have to bring you back.
I think a day off there would be nice.
Yeah, there you go. Relax poolside.
Enjoy the pool, have some Ruth's Chris, gamble. I didn't even get to gamble last night. I tried to sneak out of the venue. The hair was up, trying to hide from people. Got swamped and didn't get to win any money. So,
well, maybe next time.
I'd like to take him for a little more. The guarantee for the show is great. I'll take a little more from you.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
It's all good.
All right, so back in 93 and 94, when this record was really taking off, who were some of those other bands that you guys were playing with then that were new bands?
In Seattle or just in general?
Just in general.
Well, we had Sweetwater and Green Apple Quickstep, which we were from Seattle. We played a lot of shows with those guys. We took a band out with us back in the day called Greta that was from Los Angeles. We also did a tour with God Lives Underwater, and we actually played this ballroom in 96 with them, March 17th.
Well, I shared the picture that you guys posted earlier, and I thought that was really cool.
I started laughing. I walked in. I was like, oh, my God, we have played this place. Because when you pulled in, you recognize it, and then you're kind of like, maybe it's just one of those venues that you see all the time. But I saw that picture, and I went in. I was like, we played here in 96. And he goes, yeah, you did. And then the one guy who's working, he said, I was at that show. And I laughed, and and God Lives Underwater was, most people probably don't even remember that band.
Oh, I do.
Yeah. The singer died of like a tooth infection or something like in 98 or something, which is weird. But yeah, bands like that, we took Seaweed out. We had Our Lady Peace open up for us. It's been a pretty amazing career, but that early, like 93 to 96 was all about bands we liked. Bands that we enjoyed playing with, bands that we enjoyed the music, and bands that we would like to hang out with. The Flaming Lips, of course, in 94. We took them out for 6 weeks, which is an absolute blast. And the Nixons. You played a lot of shows with the Nixons,
It's cool the Nixons are back together playing shows.
I know, it's great, right? Well, the funny thing is I did an acoustic set with Zach 2 years ago in Dallas. I don't know if you know this.
No.
And we played an acoustic set together, and I said, why are you not doing anything with the Nixons? And he's like, well, we haven't really talked about it. I said, dude, you need to put that band back together. Go out and play some shows. And I know John loves it,
Oh, yeah.
And it's been going well, apparently, because I saw some video of some live footage and some big shows, and well-deserved. Great band.
They played a big festival in Dallas, and huge crowd. They played here in Oklahoma City to a huge crowd. They're coming again in October, going to play again. It's pretty cool to see Zach, how his career has gone so far with the writing, moving to Nashville and writing all these country hits.
And most of your listeners probably don't know that he has written 3 or 4 #1 country singles, which is incredible for a songwriter to have, a #1 in anything, let alone country. And he's a bit of a redneck anyway. So
yeah, he's from Ada, so, he's got a little bit of it in him. But that's kind of a trend now, I've noticed. You've got... what is it? Kevin Griffin from Better Than Ezra.
He does a lot of it.
He's been doing that. The Pop-Off Brothers from Lit. They just released a country record, and they've been writing country for a while. Hootie, there's another one. You ever thought about it?
I joke about it every night if we play. Sometimes I joke about it, and I get booed. So it's not gonna. I might write for somebody. I might write a country song for somebody, but I could never pull off a country record. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not a truck driving, beer drinking, dog loving man. I'm just not that. It's not in me. And I don't really particularly like country music. I love outlaw country. I love classic country, George Jones, Johnny Cash, and Waylon and stuff like that, Willie. But I'm not a big fan of the kind of contemporary country. It's just not really up my alley.
Well, there's no real difference in it and pop music anymore. You know?
It's just with a twang.
Yeah, I never thought I'd see the day. There was no banjo or fiddle or steel guitar in country music. Like that's
Beyonce
the band
with a twang.
Yeah, that's it. So in 2018, we've seen the music industry kind of change pretty drastically with the big box stores stopping selling of CDs. Then you've got the music platforms are all switching over to the subscription-based model. How are you guys going to get the music to the fans? Because I know you're not going to stop writing and recording records and putting it out there. No,
we'll release a record. We'll release a physical next year. We're trying to figure out a schedule in September or October to record. It's really, we've got kind of these sparse dates which are taking up most of our time, and we're still waiting for the label to kind of give us a budget. But there'll be a physical copy out there. There'll be vinyl. Of course, we release vinyl. We're trying to release all the Candlebox records on vinyl next year. It's a bit of a pain in the ass with Warner Brothers. They don't want to really release the rights to because when you go to vinyl, you have to remaster for vinyl, and they're kind of against that. So we're arguing with them, and hopefully we get allowance to do that.
Just do the right thing, man.
Yeah,
we want it.
Record labels,
come on, man.
They don't do the right anything. But yeah, I mean, we'll release a record. I don't really know how much longer I'll do this. I'm 49, and it's as much as I love it, I really miss my family and my wife and my son a lot. And singing the way I sing, it's a lot for me to do 4 or 5 nights in a row or go out for 6 weeks. I'm not a singer that sings basic stuff all night long. I move around a lot vocally, and I would hate to get to the point where as much as I love Robert Plant, I don't want to not be able to hit those notes. So I don't know how much longer I'll be doing this. Just letting y'all know.
You still have time to come to the show.
They may have time to come to the show.
There you go.
A couple more. I'll give a couple more years. Maybe till I'm about 55.
I better see you a few more times.
It's crazy, dude.
Man, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Good to see you again. Can't wait to see the show.